Today we're going to teach you everything you need to know about planting a tree. How to protect it from deer, how to keep it safe from gophers from attacking from the side. We're going to teach you how to prepare the soil, how deep to dig the hole, and how wide to dig the hole. How to use dog turds to keep gophers from attacking from below. I'm Esther, and this is Life Under the Sun. So years ago when we planted our first fruit orchard, we lost everything. And all we did was we took the trees, dug a hole, put them in, gave them a little water. Think it was pretty easy. Not so easy, actually. So there's a few things you want to consider when planting your fruit trees. What kind of a tree it is, how it looks, what the structure of it is, if it's deciduous or if it loses its leaves in the wintertime. This particular tree is a kamakaut tree. So it's part of the citrus family, which they retain their leaves. They're evergreen. They never lose their leaves, which is lovely. So this is the front of our yard. This is the pretty part of our yard. And so we're gonna grow it in the front because it's super pretty. Okay, so digging the hole, you want it to be 3 feet wide by 3 feet deep. And an easy way to do that is to measure out 3 feet on your measuring tape. Take some masking tape and put it around your shovel at 3 feet. That way you have a perfect measuring stick. Okay, so when you plant a fruit tree, their roots are going to be in a ball in this right here. So they're going to be like this. So they're going to want to start spreading out. So to help them do that, they need loose soil. If you have really impacted soil, the roots can't go through that soil. So one thing that we do is we dig up the hole 3 feet by 3 feet, and then when we put the soil back in, it's nice and aerated so that the roots can start reaching out and growing easily. Okay, so digging a 3 foot by 3 foot hole is actually a half of a grave. It's quite a bit of work to dig. So get all the help you can get, including the husband and the dog. He's digging enough holes in the yard. If you can get him to dig it right here, that would be great. Really pretty.
Now why isn't this dog doing his job? He's just sitting there on the pile.
He's just sitting and watching now.
Pedal.
Marshall. Hey, we got lucky. We didn't hit any live wires, and we didn't hit any water pipes. We're okay. Just had to take out a few roots of trees, and that's not that big of a deal. Okay, so now I think I'm getting close to the depth we need to have it at, but we still got maybe 1 more foot to go. Width-wise, let's see here. Width-wise, I think we're just about right. We're right there. The width is good. We just need to dig just a little deeper. So I'm gonna get my husband back over here. He can keep on digging.
Getting close?
Yeah, we're getting real close. So this is a brand new spool of chicken wire, 3 feet. The depth is 3 feet on it. And it's wound up really tight, and there's a little metal wire to hold it all together. So I just undid that, and I'm just gonna take it out. Now this wire you want to save, because this is great when you want to tie up the fence. Okay, and then I also have this cool pair of wire cutters. Make it much easier to trim through that. So this is good to get, it's hard to do it on all by yourself. It's best to have one more person helping out. There we go. Oh, good.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, then you get the wire cutters and you just trim them up. Okay, so what you want to do is you want to hook the little wires, the end of the wires, to the fencing so that they stay down. This wire protects the tree from gophers coming at it this way. But what if a gopher wants to come in from down under? Well, this is where it gets really interesting and funny too. So we talked to our apple ranchers who have been farming an apple orchard for 150 years. We asked them what they did. They said they get dog turds and put them in the very bottom. I said, what, dog turds? I said, yeah. So dogs are a predator for gophers. So if you put the dog turds in the bottom, gophers are gonna smell the turds and they're gonna think, okay, I'm gonna stay away from that tree. So now we gotta go find some dog turds. Marshall, show me where you pooped, huh? Where'd you poop? Let's go get him. Marshall. Marshall. This is the benefit of having a big dog. Giant turds. So the first fruit orchard we planted, we didn't do this. We just dug a hole and put the trees in, and they didn't survive.
No. Oh, he's turning right now. Go ahead, say it. Say it. Go ahead, quick.
Okay, so you got your dog turds in here, spread them out. Put them all around so that you can mark the spot and keep the predators away. You have nothing else that's good fertilizer. Now it's time to go ahead and get ready to plant the tree. So the tree is not gonna go down 3 feet. So it's only gonna go down maybe 1.5 feet. So now we have to refill the hole with dirt. And this is good because it's nice and aerated so that the roots can grow through the soil easily. This is the easy part. Digging was the hard part. I find that filling up the hole is way easier.
Dog, are you gonna help at all?
It's like, yeah, I pooped. I find that the best time of year to plant trees is the winter time. Especially if they're bare root, then they're a lot cheaper to purchase at that point. But citrus trees also, because during the winter time, there's a lot of rain. So naturally, Mother Nature is working on your behalf and the soil is a lot more hydrated. So that's when you want to plant your trees. Another thing you want to do when you're planting your trees, take all of the labels off. You'll thank yourself in a couple years, including this little label right here. And what I have a journal that I keep track of all the trees that I've planted, so I know exactly what varieties I have planted where on the property. I think he filled it a little too much. We'll see. Let's see what it looks like. No, that looks perfect. Okay, so if I can get this back out. Just want to gently take it out. Now this one looks really good. Sometimes the roots will be really impacted, but this one's not at all. You can see that they're young roots and they're just starting to grow around the root ball. So it's perfect. I don't even think we need to break this up at all. They look great. If you just want to just roll it just a little, and it's ready to go. Oh, okay. I always like to put it in there and then just walk around and see how it looks. It's a little crooked, so let's check that out. That's a lot better. I like to kind of put those two together like that. So some people would ask, do you fertilize the tree now? I actually don't. I just leave it like it is, plant it, give it some water, give it some good water, and just monitor it for a while. And then maybe in a couple months, give it some fertilizer. But for now, it's really gonna get everything it needs from the soil. So now we've got the tree exactly where we want it planted. And now we just have to fill in the sides, the gaps for the gopher wire, and fill in on the top here. And it's important that you don't bury the tree too deeply. You just bury it to where it was in the pot. You can see a little bit of roots going down here, so we'll probably bury it to just this right here, just like maybe an inch up, because I can see some roots coming off right there. Okay, so now we have filled in the soil with the tree. And since this tree is on a slope, we planted on a slope, we're gonna do a little bit of a ring around here so that will retain moisture better. And one thing that is very important when you're planting a tree at the very end, you need to put mulch on top of the soil. This will prevent weeds from coming up. The weeds will compete with the tree for nutrients and for water. And besides the fact that it's good for the tree, it actually looks really pretty too. So this is a fruit tree, a kumquat tree. Everything likes to eat it. From below the gophers, from above, you've got deer. So we're gonna protect it from above now. We have 6-foot metal stakes, drive them into the ground. There's little knobs. You want these to be on the outside because when you put the fencing around it, it'll grip it better. Okay, so we want it to be about 3 feet. Now we've got, this is metal fencing, and this is different than the chicken wire. It's galvanized wire, and this will keep the deer out. Okay, so this is why you keep some of that wire. You trim some off and use it right here. Okay, so you want this wire to be right up against the fence, to be right up against the pole. The deer are relentless. What they will do is they will jump up and take their hooves and try to knock this fence down. So what you have to do is you take some PVC pipe and put some notches in it, and then this will prevent the deer from knocking it over. We like to do use 2 of these PVC pipes. That way it gives it a lot more stability, and the deer can't penetrate the fence right here. So we're just gonna cut this up because it's a little too long. So for cutting this, you can either cut it by hand or use a miter saw. So now that we have our PVC pipe nice and trimmed up and cut and ready to go, we'll place it on here, and this will keep the deer from banging this up, getting over here, putting their hooves on it, and it will ultimately protect our fruit tree here. Aw, fits like a champ. That'll do it. All right, so last thing you want to do, water in your fruit tree. It needs a drink. And then say, oh, beautiful tree, we hope you love your spot and you grow nice and big and you provide lots of beautiful fruit for us over the years.